Hello and welcome to the Geek's Handbag. I'm just trying to decide what to wear tonight because I'm going to the cinema to see Doctor Who Deep Breath. Now I'm really excited about this because I think Peter Capaldi has the potential to be an amazing Doctor, and I've heard very good things about the episode from people who have already seen it at the premiere. I wasn't initially bothered about going to the cinema to see it, I have to be honest, because I was just going to lock myself in a room and watch it in peace. But then the BBC announced there was going to be some extra content, and so I grabbed a ticket, and I have to say, now that the actual night has arrived, I'm really excited to be seeing it on the big screen. So I just need to decide, is this too much to wear to the cinema? Maybe I should try something else. Maybe I'll wear one of these nice scarves. Although then again I might end up tripping down the aisle in the dark, so that's not a good idea. Either way, I better get going because I've got to be at the cinema for 7. What I'll do is, once I've watched the episode, I'll come out and I'll give you my instant reaction to it. And then I'll probably come home and give you a bit more of an in-depth review once I've mulled it all over. So, question is, do I take the car? Do I take the train? Do I take the bus? Or do I take the TARDIS? So, just come out from seeing Deep Breath, and I have to say I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought it was really, really good. Peter Capaldi has really impressed me as the Doctor. I thought it was a good story. It gathered pace well and built up to a good ending. I'm definitely giving it a thumbs up, and I can't wait to see the next episode. It really did leave me wanting to see more of this Doctor. Peter Capaldi, even after one episode, has really cemented himself as a favourite Doctor. I just was totally engaged by him, so yeah, I'm really looking forward to next week. In terms of the extra content we got in the cinema, well, at the start we got a sort of 5 or 6 minute thing with Strax where he just went through each of the Doctors. It was nothing special, to be honest, but it was, you know, fine. Then we went into the main episode, and then we had afterwards the Doctor Who Extra, which was a good little 10-minute behind the scenes, which you can see on the red button. I didn't like the guy who was doing the commentating on it. It's very kiddie and BBC, but it was just a nice 10-minute behind the scenes. And then after that we had the Q&A, and I thought Peter Capaldi and Jenna and Stephen Moffat were really good on the Q&A. So yeah, that was really good, little bonus to the cinema event. I love the interaction between Peter and Stephen. There's good chemistry there. Arguing about the momentous Cybermen was really cool. So yeah, it's worth coming to cinema to see it, and now I'm going to go home and watch it all again. So I'm back home now, and I've had time to sort of think about the episode on the way home. I thought it was really good. I really enjoyed it. There's been such a massive build-up to this episode and this series that it had a lot to live up to. And I think Peter Capaldi and Jenna Coleman really made the episode, because I don't think the storyline in itself was particularly special. It was fine, nothing wrong with it, but it wasn't anything outstanding. But I think Peter Capaldi was amazing as the Doctor. I instantly like him. I think he's a much darker Doctor. He's a totally different Doctor from what we've had before. And I think he gave a really good performance. I mean, every scene he wasn't in, I couldn't wait for him to come back on the screen. And I thought Jenna Coleman acted her socks off. I thought she was fantastic in this episode. And I'm not Clara's biggest fan. I haven't really warmed to her up until this point. You know, I haven't really cared about her character at all, to be honest with you, up until this episode. But I really thought she was feisty. She had good character development, and for the first time ever, I really cared about Clara. You know, when she was in danger, I really didn't want anything to happen to her, and I can't say that I've really felt like that before. In previous episodes when she's been in danger, I've been a bit, you know, meh about it. But yeah, I hope this is a sign of things to come, because if Clara's character develops like this for the rest of the series, then we're on to a winner, because the chemistry between her and the Doctor was brilliant. The scene in the cafe I absolutely loved. I thought the interaction between both of them was fantastic. Overall, as I say, the storyline okay. The beginning with the T-Rex, where it's walking along the Thames and spits the TARDIS out, I thought was fun. I know the T-Rex didn't really serve any purpose, particularly in terms of the storyline, but it was a nice, fun opener. And I thought it was quite nice the way Peter Capaldi was going through his crazy regeneration at the start. You know, I love the line about the mirror being furious. I thought that was good. And how lovely to see Elizabeth Sladen's husband making a cameo as the tramp in what was a beautiful scene between the two of them. And he played that scene really well, because, you know, if you're playing the part of a tramp, it's easy to sort of overdo it and be drunk, and he played it beautifully subtle. And again, the interaction with him and Peter Capaldi was fantastic. The Pater Noster gang, well, I remember when I first heard these were going to be the first episode, I groaned, because I only really liked them in small doses. But I thought they worked really well in this episode, actually. They weren't sort of overused, and they kind of served their purpose, and Strax added a bit of humour, which was good. I did find some of the scenes between Vastra and Clara at the start a bit slow. I felt they were sort of, you know, slowing the actual storytelling down a bit. As for the villains in this, I thought they were really good. A lovely hark back to the Girl in the Fireplace episode, and that's an episode I particularly like. So it's nice to see some of the Clockwork people coming back in a slightly different form. And I thought the lead guy, Half-Faced Man, was great. His voice was menacing, he looked menacing, and he played the part really well. Again, he didn't overdo it, he was just very, very menacing, so that was good. The bit at the end, obviously spoilers coming up if you haven't seen it, the bit at the end with him and the Doctor I thought was great, where they just sort of have this little chat, and then you're not sure whether the Doctor pushed him or whether Half-Faced Man committed suicide. I was a little bit uncomfortable with that at the time, just because I think about younger viewers. I mean, for me as a fan, I love the fact the Doctor's gone darker, but I do sort of, from the viewpoint of younger viewers, I wasn't sure that I was 100% comfortable with the Doctor giving him that ultimatum. But as I say, as a fan, I loved it. Of course, I do think he did push him because of the look he gives to camera at the end, but yes, I wonder if we'll find out. We should have to wait and see. The only thing I did think about that bit, though, at the end, was obviously the Doctor's clinging onto the seat when the Half-Faced Man's going back up the shaft, and I couldn't help but wonder how the Doctor actually got up into the room, because he would have been trapped under the seat. That was a bit of a plot point, but you know, again, a minor quibble. I really liked the scene with Clara where she was trapped with the Half-Faced Man, and she wasn't sure whether the Doctor was going to be there behind her to, you know, to save the day. And I thought that was fantastically filmed. The direction was really good, because I really wasn't sure whether the Doctor was going to be there. I have to be honest. I was thinking, is he going to be there? And I thought that was a great scene. And one thing I do think is massively improved already in this episode is the incidental music, because in previous episodes it's kind of blared out at us. It's been very overbearing. We had the Doctor's theme, which is a great theme, but got massively overused and really became tedious towards the end. And in this episode, the music has been toned, incidental music has been toned right down, and it was much more atmospheric. I was really quite impressed with it, actually. Just some nice little sort of background noises to add to the suspense and horror of the episode. So yeah, very, very good. The scene where the Doctor leaves Jenna behind, I thought was great. It kind of reminds me of the Colin Baker Doctor a little bit, actually, where he's just thinking about himself. And I love the fact that it's given us a very unpredictable Doctor. It gives the series a brand new edge to it, because we just don't know what he's going to do next, and I think that's a real plus for this series. I'm not sure it's something they could have done back in the day when the series was rebooted back in 2005. I think they needed to make it much more accessible for the audience, to make the series popular again. But I think now that the series is back on our screens and firmly cemented itself back on TV, they can take more risks, and I think that's great, because I think that's going to give us perhaps a slightly, well, it's definitely going to give us a different programme, but I think it's going to give us more of the sort of classic feel of the show. At least that's what I'm hoping, that we'll go back to that sort of more darker Doctor, that we don't know what he's going to do next, or who he's going to save, or who he's going to care about. You know, I think that's good. It gives it a nice edge to the series. So yeah, overall great. The Sonic was used quite sparingly, which I thought was great. In fact, if it was used like that for the rest of the series, that would suit me fine. It was just right. It was there, it did its bit, but it was hardly seen, you know, and that's how I'd like to see the Sonic used in the series. Of course, we had an appearance by a mysterious character at the end. There's lots of speculation of who she is. I don't think she's Mary Poppins, but you know, who knows with Stephen Moffat, it could surprise us. But yeah, I was intrigued by that. I know a lot of people who saw the episode at the premiere didn't like that end scene. I was fine with it. I kind of just I'm intrigued to see what part this mysterious Missy character is going to play. She calls the Doctor her boyfriend, which kind of suggests she might be River Song, but I doubt very much she is. That seems far too obvious for me. The coming soon trailer with the Daleks, well, I wasn't really. I was a bit underwhelmed by it, to be honest. I'm bored of the Daleks like a lot of people, but I really hope this episode surprises us. Because, you know, I'm really looking forward to the Doctor being in full swing now. Now the regeneration's out of the way, I want to see in the next episode the Doctor in full power, solving the mystery and doing what he does best. And the fact it's a Dalek story, I think it'll hopefully still be good. And I just can't wait to see the Doctor back on our screens next weekend. And that's the thing, this episode left me wanting more, more Capaldi, more Jenna Coleman for the first time ever. I can't wait to see the two of them back again. And I can't wait to see how this relationship develops. In terms of the phone call with Matt Smith, I've got mixed feelings about that. I thought it was a nice scene, and it was nice to see Matt back. I'm assuming they filmed that back in when they were filming Time of the Doctor, because it looked like he was wearing the wig to me. It's a nice scene. I don't know whether it was necessary, but I thought it was a nice enough scene. I don't really have a problem with it. I wouldn't have minded whether it was in it or not, to be honest. That's, it was just a nice scene, but it didn't bother me either way. Didn't think it really needed to be there. In terms of the new opening credits and closing credits, I think they're okay. I don't really like them or dislike them. I just think they're okay. They're a little bit cheesy, I think, but I really don't like the new theme. It's just really whiny. I can't quite understand why they've chosen it, because I liked the theme that they gave to Matt on his last series with the thumping bass line. I thought that was a good theme, but this one seems really weak and very whiny, so I'm not taking with the new theme at all. Maybe it'll grow on me, but I can't see it, to be honest. But yeah, we'll see where it goes. So overall, an enjoyable episode, a good start. It didn't quite hit the heights of what I expected in terms of storyline, but I thought Peter and Jenna were fantastic. So I'm going to give it an overall rating of 8 out of 10. And that's a good rating. I still thought it was very good. I'm tempted to almost go for 9 out of 10, but that would mainly be because of Peter and Jenna. I thought they were great in it. But as an episode overall, storyline wasn't strong enough to warrant more than that, in my view. So I'm going to go 8 out of 10. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed it at home. Can't wait for next week. I'm so glad to have the Doctor back on our screens. All I can say is bring it on. It sounds like we've got a lot of exciting stuff ahead of us over the next few weeks. Right, don't forget to check out thegeeksandbag.com and like the Facebook page. Have a look at us on Twitter. Just search The Geek Sandbag. And of course, please subscribe to the YouTube channel and like the video. And do comment as well so we can have a bit of a chat. Until the next time, guys, you take care. Bye-bye.